Okay. So let's do the white first. Okay. So I think that was a 5. Hello, everybody. It's lovely to see you. I'm working on a big batch of ornaments. This is the one that is, I always have one that progresses a little bit faster than others. Hi, Barb. These are going to have a paw print in the middle, and there's still going to be a little bit more gold detail in here in between each of these branches they kind of look like. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do these white top dots. These are going to get another layer of top dots after the white ones dry in red again. I kind of wanted them to look kind of like mint candies almost. And then there's going to be a white paw print and a gold heart, or at least, yeah, a white paw print and a gold heart in the center dot of each of these ones. So we're going to work on that. They've been hanging up for the last hour because they needed to dry a little bit before I could continue on, because I'd run out of spots to put my hand while I was painting. So we'll see. Ah, thank you. I'm really happy with them. Yeah, it took me a while to get to this point. And then after, I kind of got stuck here and I didn't know where to go. So I knew I had to progress this one and just play a little bit, and whatever happens, happens kind of idea. So this is stock for, I'm doing some holiday pop-up markets in December. So I'm getting a bunch of inventory ready for that. I haven't done a lot of designs where I've lined up the top dots with the bottom edge of the dot. I've usually done them centered. So I thought that this could be fun to do on this one. The difficult part I find about this is when you're used to doing dots in the center, if you're going to do these kind of top dots that are aligned with the edge, you're going to want to use a tool slightly larger than what you would normally use. Like, I normally go down 2 sizes or 2.5 sizes in tools, or I guess 2 or 3 sizes. But for this one, I definitely wouldn't go more than 2 sizes smaller. But that's just to get this kind of an edge, right? This kind of an outline. If I wanted more or less of that red color, I would adjust my tool size accordingly. And like I said, I'm going to put red on top of these. So we're going to do this center row first, and then we'll keep going. Hi, David. Hi, Patty. How's it going, you guys? It's good to see ya. So tomorrow is the last day that I can paint ornaments in order to have them ready for my final pop-up on December 23rd. So I'm going to try and power through as many as many ornaments as I possibly can tomorrow, so that I have as much stock as possible for those pop-ups. I'm really, really hopeful. I've got a couple others to show you that I worked on during the lives last week. So once we're going to get through these pretty quickly. I'm going to do the white top dots, and I'm going to do the couple bits of swoops, but we're going to get through that fairly quickly, and then I'll show you the other ornaments that I got done that are now hanging to dry, including that diamond one. Oh, I just put my hand in paint. Let's see how big of a mess I made. Oh, not too bad. I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Oh, I thought there was another one coming. There was just the one. All right. How is everybody doing? Sorry, I just had to clean myself up there a little bit. All right. While I'm painting, for anybody who's new to my lives, just know that I can't see the screen of my phone while I'm painting. So what I'll do is I'll paint a little bit and then I'll come back and catch up on the comments. So I apologize if it takes me a little bit of time to get back to ya. Hi, Ms. Ritzy. I'm doing good. How are you? Okay, so Julia, I will let these sit for 3 to 4 weeks before they're dry. So I'm using multi-surface acrylic paints. And when I'm painting on, and those are the same paints that I use when I'm painting on ceramic or glass. And when I paint on ceramic or glass, I usually get to bake them, but most of these paints will have an air dry time as well that'll cure them. And make sure that they actually stick to the plastic. And because plastic is a non-porous surface, I treat it as if I'm painting glass or ceramic, just because I want to make as sure as possible that these adhere. So that's worked really well for me. But yeah, they take a good 3 to 4 weeks to air dry. Oh, that's very kind of you, lovely lady. Thank you. So I had tried different varnishes and I've never found anything that didn't leave bubbles or kind of a ripply effect or a smoky kind of cloudy effect. So that's why I've chosen to use multi-surface acrylics. That was my chair. That wasn't me. So that's why I use multi-surface acrylics, because I figure if they can air cure on ceramic or glass to be top shelf dishwasher safe, then they should work for ornaments. So that is the logic that I go with. Thank you, Christina. Oh, thank you, Sarah, for the whipped coffee. That's so sweet. Hi, Cynthia. Hi, Sarah. So no need to seal it. You're most welcome, Julia. Any other questions, you guys, you let me know. I'm happy to share, okay? If you're new to Dot Mandalas, I do have a YouTube channel that's linked you know where, that has a tutorials playlist. Now, they were all recordings of live tutorials that I did last year. So they're all a couple hours long, but they have specific projects to follow along with and everything. So if that's helpful for you, then that is linked in my bio. And I also have some downloadable patterns that are step-by-step, walk you through some different designs. This design is a new one. I am in the process of writing up the pattern for it, and writing up the design, because I do plan on creating this one and hopefully 2 more. And I've got another one that I think I can write up as well for another design. So I'm hoping to have those out in the next week or 2, but I got to finish painting ornaments first. After ornaments, we are moving on to trinket dishes, and we're going to play with some UV resin. I painted a trinket dish on the live for the inspiration deck, and I'm going to cover it in UV resin and hopefully paint a bunch more little trinket dishes. And then hopefully, and then we're going to go to candle holders and incense holders too. Hi, Elaine. How are you? You're welcome, Christina. Oh, they arrived, Noreen. I'm so glad. You like them? Carpathian Pixie, hello. I do apologize, folks. I need to blow my nose, so because I'm a foghorn, you may want to plug your nose. Plug your nose. You don't need to plug your nose. Plug your ears for a second. All right. Sorry about that. Okay. I'm so glad they arrived safe and sound, Noreen. That's wonderful. Yay. That makes me so happy. So the other thing that I'm going to be doing as well is I'm going to be adding in some very, very tiny white detail. But we're going to just do the big stuff for now, and I might do the tiny stuff tomorrow, and give this time to dry. I like to be able to put stuff down and let it dry properly, because it decreases the chance that I'm going to stick my hand in it and smudge it up. And I definitely don't want to do that. I'm really looking forward to painting some candle holders and some incense holders again. And I'm really looking forward to getting back to the keychains and stuff too. So I paint dot mandalas, and I used to draw mandalas an awful lot. It's something I'd like to get back into. So right now I am painting up a batch of 11 ornaments that I'm getting ready to make some inventory for some Christmas markets that I'm doing. So we are plugging away at some of these. Isn't it so sweet? I loved that box. When I saw it, I'm like, oh my God, I have to get these. They're so cute. I grabbed a bunch of them because they were so sweet. I'm glad you like it. I'm really glad that you're happy, Noreen. That makes my heart happy. And I'm always happy to hear that everything made it safe and sound. I'm always super paranoid about that. So I am very grateful. So the first pop-up market is coming up on, it's either December 3rd or December 4th. Do I have that written down here somewhere? I thought I did. I'll have to look at that. It's either December 3rd or December 4th. So I'm going to be spending the next little bit trying to kind of tie together loose ends for that. But it'll definitely... Today is the last live of the year where I will be painting ornaments. Similar to diamond painting, sure, absolutely. Thank you, Komalaz. Hi, Sue. My keychain supplies, Ally Express. I buy the blank keychains there. I've also gotten blank keychains off of Amazon as well. And I'm in Canada. So I don't know if that makes a difference or not too. Ally Express, I found that I get the best pricing. It just takes a little bit longer for the items to arrive, but I've gotten really good pricing on being able to bulk buy the keychains. Now, I also buy in bulk of a minimum of 50 to 100. So kind of keep that in mind, that the smaller amount that you get, the more higher the cost per item is going to be. But yeah, I've had a very good experience with Ally Express for those. And I've never had any damaged. I've never had any fall apart. Yeah, I've had a really good experience with them. Really nice stuff. Fellow Canadian, that's awesome. I am about an hour east of Toronto. Just starting out with dotting on rocks. Yay! Yes, the keychains are so fun. Oh, you love yours, Noreen? I'm so glad. The keychains are really fun. And they're challenging to paint something that small, but they're also, I find, they're very freeing, right? Because when you paint a big piece, you're sucked in for a while. You know, with the little ones, you can kind of zip through a bunch of different designs and play with some different designs. This is one of the ones that I did recently. I love this one. This is the first thing that I've ever painted that I'm actually keeping for myself. No, that's not true. I have one box that I have some paintbrushes in that I painted. But I didn't keep it because I was excited to. Isn't she cute? This is an example of a custom one that I did, but I've got keychains with that on them. Now these designs, I do have a downloadable step-by-step pattern for, I think it's 9 of these little mini keychain designs. That's available on my website as well. Just a whole bunch of little designs. And here's the biggest thing that I can say to anybody who's starting out. To find a pattern that you love, and don't feel like you have to constantly be learning new pattern after new pattern after new pattern. Find a pattern that you really enjoy painting and use that as an opportunity to practice playing with color. Mix up the color scheme, try different colors, try different, make slight changes here and there. but don't feel that you have to come up with something brand new every single time. Just changing the color, changing the order that you paint the colors in, all of those things are going to make a difference, right? Oh yes, yours is round. I should go grab a couple of the round ones and show you. Let me do that. Thank you so much. Thanks, Julia. Thank you, Carpathian Pixie. Here, let me go grab a couple of the round ones and show you. I've got a couple rectangular ones as well. I'll show you the other kinds that I got from AliExpress. One sec. Okay, I don't know where any of my rectangular ones that have a design painted on them are, but I have this rectangular size that you can get. This one's the most challenging for me because I have to do a half mandala on it. And then this is one of the round ones. The round ones were the first ones that I got. So I've painted a bunch of the round ones. But the rectangular ones are a really fun challenge. So here's, that one had that and the sunflower design. So what I did is I took this design and we've got those ones on the opposite sides. I love these ones. Love, love, love them. Everything with the paw print makes me happy. But I do stuff without the paw print too. Like this one. Every time I look at this one, I think of Lord of the Rings, like just something mystical or Zelda or something. And they're all stuck together. Or ones like this. So they're super, super, super fun to paint. And like I said, if you need any design ideas, I do have the downloadable pattern on my website. And the keychains are available on my website as well. And if you're looking to order them to paint some yourself, then AliExpress and Amazon. And yes, I cover them with UV resin. So I paint them and then I add a dome of UV resin on top. And I just put my keychain that I was keeping for myself, I just put back in that box. I'll have to dig it out. But yeah, so I use UV resin over there. They're very, very smooth. So this is what they look like when they come to you. Very, very smooth. Every once in a while you get one that's a little bit rougher that you have to give a little quick sand to, but they come very, very smooth. Oh, you enjoyed it, Sue? I'm so glad. It looked like it was fun for you. How did you like the alternating rainbow line going all the way around? At first, I thought it was going to be tedious when I did it, but it actually ended up being quite relaxing, I found. Oh, thank you, Carpathian Pixie. I'm so glad you like them. Thanks, Chelsea and Christina. Thanks, Ms. Ritzy. And yes, I do sell them. They are available on my website. Hi, Sharon. I know, it feels really nice to feel like myself again. Really nice to feel like myself again. How is everybody feeling? I know that there's lots of people out there that have been getting over and fighting colds and viruses. How are you guys doing? It's good to see you, Sharon. Aw, thank you, Noreen. I think it's gonna, I'm optimistic. I think it's gonna go well. I think, and I got a message the other day. I don't know if I told you guys this, but when I set up at the store originally, because the pop-ups are going to be at the same store that I'm selling out of, so I rent a shelf space at a store in Bowmanville, Ontario, and up until now I've just had mugs there. But I'm because I was a new vendor there, I ended up on a bottom shelf, and I found it frustrating because, well, I knew I had to pay my dues. I wasn't looking to, jump in line in front of anybody else who'd been waiting for their shelf to move. But it was frustrating, right, to think that, nobody's seeing my mugs because they're a foot off the ground and nobody has that kind of eye line. So I was planning on going in and taking in some Oh, shit. Dumbass. I was planning on going in and putting some incense holders and candle holders on the shelf with the intent to, draw people's eye down to the shelf. And so I was kind of gathering all that stuff up, planning to go out there later this week, starting to get that stuff together. And then I got a message from the store and they moved me. I am now in perfect eye line. I'm on the fourth shelf, which also means that I can now take things to set up for my ornaments and my keychains. My concern with being on the bottom shelf with my keychains is they are very, very easy for little tiny, very little hands and little eyes would be drawn to these, and it would be very easy to grab one without anybody ever even noticing, not even to take it, but even to drop it and put it on the floor and it get kicked somewhere. So it just made me really, really nervous. So, yeah, I'm really, really excited. So I'm heading out on Friday and I will take some videos and some pictures of the shelf. So I was so excited, so excited. Yeah, I'm really, really hopeful. I'm hoping that means that, that just, more eyes on my stuff. And, it's in the store's best interest to make sure that every vendor has the ideal position because they earn a percentage of everything that sells, right? They don't take any of my money. They just charge an extra percentage for everybody. So if you go to my website and go to the hand-painted pieces, there's about 4 different pages of hand-painted things. They should be there. And unless I'm a bonehead and I didn't put them back on my website after. Hang on. All right, I'm questioning myself. Hold on. Hold, please. Let's have a look at my website. They should be under hand-painted items. So I'm just going to check and see. Yeah, they are on my website. So I'm going to open up my website and I will show you where they are. So we'll take a quick look. So we're going to go to MandalaLoveAffair.com. Go to where it says hand-painted pieces. And then you're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom, and then you've got your next. They should start on page 2 or 3. Yep, there they are. Page 2. And I have to change that one. I have one less of those than I thought I did. So, oh no, there we go. Okay, yeah, there we go. So they are under hand-painted pieces. All right. You're blessed to have not gotten anything in the past couple of years. I'm so glad to hear that. Ms. Ritzy, I have not finished the bus. I'm hoping that that's kind of where I'm going to get back to in the new year. I want to get back to that stuff because that bus was fun. All right, bear with me. I'm just catching up on comments. Had to let them reload here. Yeah, I think the visibility will make a big difference. And how you doing, Michelle? I didn't know you were here. Hello. Yeah, it makes a big difference, eh, Sharon? In Bowmanville, it is on King Street. It is called Markets Ontario. It's on the south side of Highway 2, right downtown Bowmanville. Are you from Bowmanville, SJ Campbell? So I have mugs there right now, and then I'm going to be doing pop-ups there. I will post here and on my Instagram stories. I'll put it in my highlights, and I'll put the dates and the times. So I'm going to physically be there 4 different days in December. I'm so friggin' excited. Thanks, Cynthia. Where did I get my patterns? I design all my designs myself. So every time I make a new design, like any of these guys, I take inspiration from a lot of different places, but I come up with the designs myself. I am using a set of tools from Happy Dotting Company. You can kind of see that there. I like these ones, they're triangular. I also use a set from DIY Mandala Stones. And I also use nail dotting stylus tools that have these metal balls on either end. So I use both sets there. Did I answer your question, Diana, where I got my patterns? I design all of my designs myself. I come up with all my designs myself. All right, so let's keep going because I want to get a bunch of these done. Oh, that's so nice of you to say, Big Dave. Thank you so much. That's very kind of you. You guys are awesome. Thanks for coming to hang out. How's everybody's day? How was the start of the week? Everybody doing all right? I got to see my dad today for the first time since before I got sick, so that was really, really nice. Took a lot of stress off for sure. Yours is okay? Oh, I'm glad. I've seen a couple different artists do these kind of top dots, and I find that they look very floral in the end. And they just have a really unique kind of look to them, eh? It's amazing how just moving a dot from in the center of the red dot to lined up with one edge. You'll see Art of Points do that an awful lot as well, where they'll have a cluster of dots, and each top dot will be, like if they had 4 dots, they'd have all of the top dots aligned with the center. Really, really neat ways to create some different dimension there. It's not something I've played with an awful lot, so I'd like to do more of it. Oh, hi, Michelle. How are you doing? My friends Michelle and Andrew, some of the people that I've been friends with the longest here on TikTok since we started, just put out a new book, Love, Friendship, and Autism. Did I get the title right, Michelle? If you guys, they talk a lot about how to communicating and understanding how, I think it's based around dating somebody with who is autistic. However, I think that the advice that they give, not just only for relationships, but just in day-to-day life and mindset, I think whether the book is something for you or not, if you are not already following them, go follow them. It is absolutely delightful to watch them and their family, and they're just some of the most loving people ever. So go follow Michelle and Andrew if you don't already. Cynthia's heading north tomorrow to Colorado. Very nice. Oh, that's right. It's Thanksgiving this week for the U.S. That's right. I forgot about that. That's nice. So how long of a trip is that for you? Oh, thank you, Cassandra, for the rose. That's so kind of you. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Six hours from Albuquerque. Nice. No, we have Canadian Thanksgiving is in October. Yep, ours is in October. That may also be why you see a lot of Canadians who are Christmas crazy like us, like November 1st. A lot of people will wait until after Remembrance Day on November 11th and then put up Christmas lights. But that's a personal preference there. And I think it depends on the community you're in and what the community wants for that sort of stuff too, right? Bowmanville was always very much, when I lived in Bowmanville, was, you know what, adding some color and some lights to the neighborhood is never a bad thing. So just get it up there. That was always kind of the way we thought. Yeah, there you go. Learn something new every day. All right, now what size did I need for this? 3.5? I think it's 3.5. All right, so now we're going to go through these ones. Did not have enough paint on there. All right. So we're going to build that out, and then we're going to add some swoops in a couple different colors of green. And then these puppies will be ready to hang up on the ornament wall and dry until tomorrow. And then come tomorrow when the rest is dry, I'll put the final top dots and the final bits of detail on all of these ones. So that should mean about an hour of painting tomorrow after what we do here tonight. And then they will be good to go to hang on the wall until the probably the 21st or 22nd of December, I should say. And then I will start packing up everything to get it ready for the pop-ups. How are you doing, Sharon? Have you been doing any painting? Have you had any time for creating? Ooh, ooh. Stringy little suckers. Sometimes they're just very stringy. So after these white top dots dry, I'm going to put some red top dots aligned like this as well. So we're going to have red, white, and red. I'm hoping it kind of gives a little bit of a look like mint. Or not mint, sorry, like just, yeah, like the red and white Christmas mints. All right. No, just taking care of yourself. Taking care of yourself and trying to rest as much as possible, I guess. Yes, candy canes. Thank you, Big Dave. That's exactly where my head was trying to go. In the center dot, I'm going to do a white paw print and a little gold heart. Kind of similar to the way that I did the paw print in the middle of this one with the gold heart. Only my paw print will be all white. Yeah. You have to pack. What are you going to do for 4 days? Are you not taking anything with you? So honestly, Michelle, the only reason I did that was spacing. So the number of petals that you're going to end up with is going to come about when you do the center row. So when I do my center row, you guys know how I do, oh, that's not a pen. So when I'm doing my first row around a center dot, right, I dot at 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and 9 o'clock. Then I go in and I do halfway in between, right? So I start here. And then what I do is I figure out, do I want to fit 3 dots in between? Do I have enough space for that? Or am I better having just 2 dots? If I have the 2 dots, if I do that kind of puts it into the 6 as opposed to the 8 kind of spacing. If I had done here, then it would have been, if I'd done every other spacing, it would have worked out to 8. It's just the way that it divides it up when you put 2 dots in between instead of 3. Good question. Starlight mints, is that what they're called? Thanks, Jan. Just starting to get over your cold. I hope you get some more relief soon, Sharon. It's not easy to do. Damn tough. I'm sending you lots and lots of love. Hi, Kim. How you doing? Good to see you. And it's funny, Michelle, because it's one of those questions. I'm really, really glad that you asked that, because it's something that I want to start doing more of in the new year, as well as studying the meaning behind the different numbers. Because having 6 petals versus 8 petals, there is significance in that. And I'd like to start learning what some of those significant things are, and intentionally do it instead of just, I'm going to start painting and see what I have space for kind of thing. I'd like to learn a bit about that. I've got a book on sacred geometry and drawing mandalas, and I'm interested in reading a bit more about that. Numerology, yes. Aw, thank you, Kim. Oh, I missed a large green swoop on that one. We can tell that I was paying attention. How you doing, Jan? All right. 4 more. Be like 20-minute workout. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. Did I just age myself by talking about the 20-minute workout TV show? I probably did. Does anybody else remember that? had to work out a 6-point circle because I wanted to do... Yes, so that would be where you could start, is putting the 2 dots instead of the 3 in between your north, south. You could even just put 2 in between north, south, east, and west. And that would work as well. Thank you, Margie. They're a lot of fun. I'm really, really happy with how ornaments have gone this year, how many I've gotten done. I still have another day, so I should be able to finish off. My goal by the end of tomorrow is to have another 15 on top of these. Or at least another 10. Yeah, another 10. Maybe 15. We'll see. But if I can have those done, then I think I'm going to have a really, really good stock for the pop-ups. That's going to be fantastic. Big Dave, I will sell them individually, but what I am also doing on my website is that if you buy 3 items or more of any items, there'll be kind of like a bundle discount. So a 10% discount if you get 3 or more. Oh wait, I find that can be easier just to let people create their bundles. That being said, I do want to have actual kind of curated sets available next year. Next year I plan to do ornaments in a big way. I'd like to offer some custom order slots for ornaments next year. I'd like to order some made to order slots for next year. I'd like to have a lot of my designs done quite early so that and do like a launch that makes sense. I found that I was still very far behind in being able to make sure that my ornaments would get to you guys in time for the holidays too. And, you know, anything that I make now, I'm so untrusting of the postal systems in Canada and the US that I'm kind of like, if you want to order something after December 1st and you're willing to take the risk on it not getting to you in time for Christmas, I'm okay with that, but that makes me incredibly nervous. So I think, yeah, I really want to do it in a big way next year. Was way easier than finding the center of a circle, no kidding, eh? I feel like, but I still feel like I'm behind. I think this year was the show myself what I am actually capable of getting done. And then next year is exploit that in every possible way. Bozzy Patty Poo, you guys are so sweet. I love how much you guys love each other. All right. I'm really excited to get back to using UV resin. I bought myself a bigger lamp and I cured some keychains the other day and I was able to cure 4 keychains at a time. It was so cool. So I'm really excited to try some bigger projects. I've got some little wooden trays and the round trinket dishes that I'm going to resin the crap out of them. I was very spoiled. J. Diction Resin sent me some UV resin. So I've got a whole bunch of it to play with. So we're going to go a little bananas on it. All right. So I need to fix one of the dark greens. Is that the light green? And then that's the medium green and the light green. Okay. No, I only do the one side. I am going to open up the ability, though, that if you want the date written on one of the ornaments, I can do that on the back. But But that's kind of where we're at. Okay, actually, before I get going and do anything else, I want to show you guys that have been sitting here on the lives painting with me, show you some of the different ones that I got done. There's laundry, litter box. So I have a little bit more left to do on these ones. I'm going to do, see how I did a lighter teal top dot? I'm going to do a white top dot, but then these ones will be done. I love that one. It's so pretty, so happy. So that one is one. I don't know if you guys all saw those ones. These are the same ones as the white ones that I did, only on the black gloss. And then we have the diamond ones. I love the diamond ones too. Oh, that one's not going to come off easy. Then there's these ones too. So these are all ones that are going to be available at the pop-ups. But they turned out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with them. Woo! Ooh. All right. Back under the electric blanket we go. And those are some of the other ornaments that are on the website and part of my downloadable patterns as well. This one's a special one. This one is a one of a kind, and this one's going to Miss Patty. I'll be making more of those big ones again next year. If you are in Canada, those huge ones, I've only been able to find them at Michael's. Other fellow Canadians have been able to find them at Dollar Tree and Dollarama. So keep your eyes out for those. But the ones at Michael's, some people found them at Walmart as well. I haven't found them at Walmart yet, but I'm going looking later this week. But Michael's has a sale on right now that everything is 50% off. So any of those ornaments, it's basically the same as a buy one, get one free sale, right? So just kind of keep that in mind if you want some of those big ones. All right, I'm just scrolling back to catch up. Yeah, the date would be kind of nice, eh? Thanks, Carpathian Pixie. The Festival of Lights. Yes. Yeah, just really bright and happy, eh? Thanks, Big Dave. Thanks, T. Thank you, Patricia. Yep, Patty got it, Jan. I'm going to have to make more for sure. For sure. Sorry, I just had to stop and take a drink there. Miss Patio. Yeah, I wish you did too. See the special one again? Absolutely. So pretty. There's only one Patty. Yeah. Wave to the crowd, Patty. Absolutely, Michelle. I will grab my piece of paper and we will do a diamond right now. And I'll show you how I do mine. This one I want to do it. Yeah. I'm going to turn to the back cover. I'm going to grab a bright color. And then let's see. All right. I wanted to grab one that is going to... So there's two different ways that we can do the diamonds, okay? One is... Let's zoom in so you don't have to see my fingers quite as much. Okay. Way number one is placing a bunch of paint. Where are we? Right here in the center. And then using a tool to pull it down. And I kind of go out from the middle. And just kind of move that into place. And then we turn it around, and if necessary, and it's almost always necessary, grab some more paint, put more paint down here in the center, and then pull down from the middle. And then I kind of come out to the side and then pull down. You want to work fast, because if the paint starts to dry, sorry, I have a tool in my mouth, sorry, that's not how I talk. There we go. And then just kind of play around with it a little bit. So that's option number 1. Okay. Option number 2, take your dotting tool, drag down, turn it around, take your dotting tool, drag down, and then you can always go in with your tool and clean up any edges. You can kind of curve it out if you want to a little bit. I always like that, and then ding, ding, ding. Oh, it looks so pretty. And then my favorite thing to do next to these diamonds is doing a whole bunch of swoops. This is really hard on crappy textured paper. So fun. So fun. I hope that helps. Let me scroll back. Hey, Stephanie. Oh, 4,000 likes. Holy crap. Thanks, you guys. How's it going, Stephanie? Patty Poo. Thank you, T. Trying to confuse you, you can get it. Nice try, Big Dave. It's okay, Jan. Everything's good. Plan to practice some things tonight. Might add dynams to the list. Yes, it's so fun. Want me to do the other side of the diamond? And then you can always do both sides, right? This could make a really cool border, couldn't it? Like going around the edge of something. Like I'm thinking as a horizontal border, or even a vertical border. We might have to try this. This sounds like it's calling to me, like for the edge of an incense holder or something. Like imagine having that and then like a couple dots there, then a couple dots there. And then have one on the next side and the next side and the next side. Ooh, that would be fun. You're most welcome, Tina. Most welcome. We got you, Big Dave. It's all good. Trying to trick Patty. Nice try. Nice try. I'm glad you were able to catch the live too, Stephanie. It's good to see ya. It really is about practice and really taking your time. It's unfortunately, I wish there was some other secret sauce there. Yeah. I haven't used brushes and I am dying to try. I have some brushes that I've bought and they are still sitting here on my table. I've got these brushes to try. I really want to try it soon. So that's definitely a project that's on the list for next year. For sure. Make a meat now. What did I miss? On the bottom 2 sets, can you make them meet? What? Let me see. Let's see. Like make them meet that way? Like as... like that? Not sure I'm getting that right. It did work, Big Dave. You totally confused us, so well done. It does look like tassels, eh? Yeah, I guess, yeah, it would be, isn't it? Kind of Art Deco. Yeah, my voice is definitely better. Definitely better. Feeling much more like myself. I would say today and yesterday was the first day where I'm like, I think I feel better. Like, completely, pretty much better. But then I didn't want to recognize it because I didn't want to jinx it. I didn't want to jinx it. Yes, please draw it out and show me. Yeah, thank you. And thank you for knowing me so well as to say, yeah, I need to draw you a picture. You're not getting this. All right. So let's jump back in here. And we are going to try and get all of these medium green swoops done. I'd really like to get these done so that we can clear space to get started on the next chunk of 15. That will be the set that hopefully I will have done by end of day tomorrow as well. I've kind of figured the design that I want to do. It'll be another paw print ornament. I find that these flat ones are such a good opportunity for the paw prints in the middle that I have a really hard time not doing them. I was torn between doing my rainbow colors again or doing colors of blues and purples. But I don't have a lot of the rainbow ones, and because they have been my best sellers on my website, I want to make sure I've got lots of that inventory for the pop-ups. So I'm going to go with those first, and I'm kind of feeling a late night of painting coming up for me. So if that's the case and I get lots more done than I anticipated, I might be also able to do some blue and purple ones. And if I do some blue and purple ones, I'm going to do them on white and on black. And there'll be a pattern as well. All right. So you know what I'm going to do? We're going to do dark and light all at the same time. Normally I'd go through and do all of the medium green and then go through and do all of the light. But in order to get these put up on the wall a little bit faster, I'm going to do both of them now. And I gotta tell you that these swoops are still my favorite thing ever. I friggin' love them. I spent some time when I was sick. I actually drew a bunch of guidelines on some wood panels with some stencils, and they've been sitting and staring at me. I'm like, I just have to get through the holidays. I just need January to come, and then I can paint these things. And let me tell you, the swoopy goodness that is going to be coming out of those. is gonna be something else. I'm thinking too that I might, that I need to do some art resin, so some resining of some larger panel pieces. So I might work on that next week too, to try and maybe get some of that stuff ready for pop-ups, but that might be one of our lives that we do. I might do some resining. I've got a bunch of panels, including the Traveling Canadian dot mandala that we did, that I'm the problem. I'm the one slowing things down with getting that done. I need to get it resined so that we can get it to its final home. But I've got a lot of canvases and panels that I think are ready for resin, so I think that would be a fun thing to do on a live soon. No, I'm using the nail dotting stylus tools with the little metal balls on the end for the swoops. So you just load it up with lots of paint and then drag it down the surface. Okay, so I'm gonna, as I get these to this point, I'm going to hang them up on the ornament wall, just to start clearing out some space for the next batch. So I'm going to be moving back and forth a bit. Bear with me. All right. A lot of ups and downs for that part, but that's okay. Sorry here. Hi, Tina. It's okay, Big Dave. Love you and your sense of humor. You hang out with us anytime. But I hope you have a good rest of your night. Take care of yourself, and we'll look forward to seeing you again soon, hopefully. We like weird senses of humor around here, don't we? Thanks, Big Dave. We have the best Davids, don't we? We got Big Dave, got David Benjamin, who let me go shopping with his money to buy him paints, and it was so much fun. Sue sent me money to go shopping to buy her paints, and it was so much fun. They can't get Craft Smart multi-surface in the UK, so I went shopping for them. Got them lots of pretty colors. Unfortunately, I was absolutely distraught because they didn't have the native turquoise metallic. I'm going to go back again to see if they have more in. But I panicked too because I bought 2 bottles the last time I was there. I'm like, if there's a chance that it's not coming back, the next time I see it, I've got to buy like 5 bottles just to make sure because it's such a pretty color. All right. Now we go light green. Hi, Gullis. How you doing? No, the shipping costs are not going to be fun. Hi, Marilyn. We do, don't we, Jan? We totally do. We like the weird senses of humor. And Big Dave's back. Fantastic. Just finished watching Jenna. Yay, fantastic. I'm glad you're here. Maybe that's what makes your sense of humor so weird. Maybe. Nothing wrong with it either way. So in between all of these swoops, I'm going to add some gold detail. Probably just some, like a larger dot out here and then some walking dots down the middle. But that is a decision for tomorrow's me. today's me does not need to come up with that. Yeah, I can't get enough of swoops. These ones in particular have been incredibly satisfying and fun to do. So I'm going out to the store on Friday and I'm going to take a bunch of stuff with me. I've looked on Amazon and I found some raised shelving that I'm going to try and get to stand up the mugs and create some dimension. And I found some old craft show stands and stuff that I used to use way back when that should work for my keychains and my ornaments. Oh God, they look pretty. One of my favorite things to do is to sit back and look at the ornament wall, especially at the ornaments that I've just painted, and just get a look at them. They look really pretty from here. They almost look like they don't need more red. Oops. I think those look so... Hi! They look so pretty from here. It's going to be interesting to see what they look like with the gold in there in between the green and the red top dots on top. I might not do that. I don't know. I know. I got you the native turquoise, Sue, in the satin at least. So at least if they didn't have the metallic, you at least got the satin, which is friggin' gorgeous too. But it's one that I will, whenever they do have it, you and David are going to get a package in the mail. And I've got to get one for Marie too anyway. So I should just send like 5 bottles to one of you and say, okay, mail it to the other 2 and let's save each other some money. Okay, I'm scrolling back and catching up on comments. Backing up. Take care, Big Dave. Yeah, it's gross. I remember when I got Marie like $60 worth of paint, it was about $60 to ship it. So you gotta really want it. All right, and let's also keep our fingers crossed that I don't run out of the medium green, because I don't want to have to mix more of it. So hopefully we'll have enough of it to finish off 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 ornaments. That's never gonna happen, but we'll try anyway. We'll hope for the best. It's a custom mix, so I don't want to try and figure out how to match it. But we'll do what we gotta do. We'll just make slightly skinnier medium green and slightly chubbier light green swoops. I know, yeah, big time, fingers crossed. Should try to sleep, but more fun to watch. That's for both of us. It's definitely, I get to the point where I should try to sleep, but it's more fun to paint. Okay, awesome, Sue. Fantastic. Yeah, because you guys need that color. And for those of you in the States, if you do not already have that color, I highly recommend going and getting it. It's native turquoise. Now, I'll compare it to the aquamarine that I've been using up until this point, just to show you the difference. The aquamarine is much more blue in it. Still a beautiful color, but here's the difference. So this is, oh no, that one's turquoise. That's not even the aquamarine. Shit, where's the aquamarine? Where are you? There you are. Nope, that's native turquoise. Ah! Shit. I just knocked a whole bunch of bottles over on the floor. Oh well. Anyways, this is the aquamarine that I've been using. Much more blue. compared to the native turquoise metallic, which is that. Like, both beautiful, but very, very different. So this is what I'd been using up until now. This seemed to be a new color. It is gone completely from the store at this point, but the slot was still there. So hopefully that means they're going to restock it. And when they do, I'm going to buy them out and clear the shelf and have it ready to send to those of you who have requested a bottle. $40 worth of ornaments was going to be $7. Oh, that's gross. Hi, Carolyn. No, we don't need our brace for this today. We're doing good. Hands haven't been bothering me as much with my ornaments. I think I took a nice break. How are you doing, love? It's good to see you. No, I am in Canada. Native turquoise is Craft Smart. Craft Smart multi-surface. Do you want to... Okay. Oh, never mind. Okay. Yeah, it's beautiful, eh? Julia, I'm using Craft Smart non-multi-surface paint on a canvas. I'd give it a good 24 hours. A good 24 hours should do you pretty good. Hi, Tracy. How are you? When did you get here? And that one's not even a color shift paint. How crazy is that? So let's look at that. I'll grab, if I can find it. Where is the color shift? Oh, where are you? Oh, you're way down there. Blocked in a corner. So, to compare the two, this is the color shift, the folk art color shift. And this is, whoops, shit. I'm swearing an awful lot today. But it feels wildly appropriate. Only about 10 minutes ago? Okay. So the one on the left is the color shift in Aqua Flash. And the one on the right is the native turquoise metallic. Oh, so pretty. So friggin' pretty. And color shift aren't multi-surface either, which makes it a little more difficult. Gotta add them with glass medium, and then that thins them out really well. All right. How's your week been so far? With Craftsmart? I know, right? I totally need to partner with them. You're welcome, Julia. Really, really late, Christine. Are you here? Yeah, but we still have about 45 minutes. So that's good. How are all the critters, Christine? Everybody doing good? Fur baby's doing good? I think I saw Patty. Yep. It's like reading Rainbow, right? Oh, I see Sharon, and I see Patty, and I see Barb, and I see Tracy. I was always so hurt because they never said my name. They always said James. I had people call me James when in high school. Oh my God, I hated it. They're like, no, it's a fun nickname. I'm like, no, I do not approve. Do not approve. All right, I'll just set that aside for now. We'll hang up. We'll do a few at a time to hang them up. Oh, thank you, Janet. And the critters are good? Wonderful. Yep, David's here too. David's been quiet. You have a new baby. What do you have? Who is it? Oh my God. What happened? How did it happen? Oops. I'm not terribly optimistic about making it to the end without having to mix paint. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not terribly optimistic. You know, what's funny now though is I'm looking at the paints that I have, and then I look at some of the colors that I got for you, Sue, and for you, David, and I'm like, I need those colors. Why don't I have those colors? Why did I buy them those colors and didn't buy them for myself too? And that's when I really realized I need to find a way to track my inventory somehow, so I know what I've got. I'm gonna have to create a Google sheet so I can open it up anytime I'm at the store and say, do I have this one? Do I need this one? Okay. All right. On to the light green. I'm so gonna have to mix more of that one. A lovebird. Archimedes. Oh my God, that's fantastic. TLC MSP, it is wonderfully therapeutic and meditative. I highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. I've got a literal shit ton of videos on my YouTube channel, if that's helpful for you, some previous recordings of different lives. And there's a tutorials playlist on there with about 35 tutorials on there. So if that's helpful for you at all, there are beginners ones that'll take you right through start to finish on some projects, or start to close to finish anyway. And then once you're comfortable, I do have some downloadable patterns available on my website as well. That can be one of the most intimidating parts, is figuring out where to start and coming up with your design, but it can also be one of the most enjoyable parts. So you certainly don't need to use patterns by any stretch, but if you find that they're helpful for you, then take a look at my website and see if those are useful for you. There's a ton of great creators that have a ton of amazing content available out there to help you learn. I learned from Lydia May initially, and there's a ton of amazing creators out there that are sharing what they know. I strongly recommend absorbing the content of as many different creators as you possibly can, because everybody does things differently, and there's no right or wrong answer for how this needs to be done, right? So finding the different techniques that work the best for you is the name of the game. You want it to be enjoyable, so that because the more you enjoy it, you guys who've been here before know exactly what I'm going to say. The more you enjoy it, the more you practice, and the more you practice, the faster your skill develops, right? So find those artists and those techniques that make you, that's awful. Look at that. That's gnarly. I'm going to go over that. After that one dries, I'll do another layer. There was some rogue glitter stuck on there. Taking it off isn't going to fix it, really. So I'll just paint over it after and trim that up. That'll be fine. I'll leave this one on the table so that I know it needs to be fixed. What I might even do is just wait for the two green swoops to dry, and then I'll just pick them off. If I was to try and wipe them off now, chances are I'd make a huge mess. Sometimes it's easier just to wait for it to dry. Now, if you catch it within the 24 hours, the paint hasn't really done a lot of curing yet, so you can pull any of that stuff off that you're not really super happy with. I try not to do that if I don't have to, because it's time consuming, but whatever needs to be done is going to be a little time consuming, right? So we just see how it goes. So I'll probably wait until those two dry, and then I'll pick them off and redo them, because yeah, that looks a little bit gnarly. So we're going to put that away. I'll grab another one, and I didn't do the light green on this one, and then we'll hang some up. And how's Archimedes settling in? Good. Is your YouTube and website under the same name? Mandela Love Affair Canada is my YouTube channel. If you go to my profile here on TikTok and click the link, there is a link that'll take you to my YouTube directly. I hope that helps, Marilyn. Free courses, a few courses on Domestica. Fantastic. Excellent, Danny. Thank you for that. Yeah, there's lots of great ones. So absorb as much information as you can from as many different teachers as you can until you find the way that is most enjoyable for you. The biggest thing that I can ever say is there is no right or wrong way to do this. It's everybody's got a different method, and it's really up to you to find out what is the most enjoyable. I tend to do a lot of things the hard way. I won't be showing you necessarily the easiest way to get something done, but for me, it's usually, it gets the job done and I'm comfortable enough with it that I don't need to figure out another method at this point. A lot of the times I needlessly make my life more difficult, but even if it means it takes longer or could seem like you're doing it a difficult way, go with the way that's the most enjoyable. That's what's sustainable. And you want sustainable and enjoyable. Enjoy the repetition. And just sink into the process. It's incredibly healing. And I got a bubble there. I got a pop. There we go. All right. So that one goes off to the side. Let's do... I need to leave that one, so we'll do one more. And then I think I'm going to have to break down and mix up new paint. I don't think I'm going to be able to get away with it for much longer. Oh, I might. Just have to stack the paint a little bit so I can see it better. All right, see what we can do. See if we can make this paint last. We've got 5 more after this one. This was a custom color that I mixed, so I'm trying to avoid remixing it, but I don't want to skimp on it either because it'll make a difference in the design if I do. And I don't want to do that. Rogue glitter, yeah, it's everywhere. It's absolutely everywhere. Have you ever watched the live streams of the people that do the scratch tickets? And a lot of them have these little mini handheld vacuums that they run over their desk. They're like, and they just vacuum all over the place. I think I need to get one of those. I think that might be a smart purchase one of these days. Just for Christmas season. It can go in the box with the glitter and the ornaments for 6 months out of the year. You're welcome, Marilyn. Lovely. I look forward to seeing you soon, Cynthia, and I'll be reaching out soon to set up a time for us to chat now that my life seems like it's going to be a little bit more predictable for a little while. I just said it out loud, so yeah, that's going to go right out the window, so I'll reach out at some point. I promise. You have a little desk vacuum? Yeah, I think it's going to need to be one of those, right? One of the little mini hoovers? Damn. I have one. I don't think they work that well on glitter. No. Oh, that's disappointing. Not much works well on glitter, does it? Like damp cloths, dry cloths, brooms. I think just a straight full force vacuum is the only thing that's going to work. The tool that I'm using right now is a double-ended nail dotting stylus tool. with these metal balls on the end. Right? Exactly. Famous last words. Like, oh, crap. Oh, a lint roller. Oh, that's a good idea. I tried using tape, wrapping duct tape around both sides of my hand, and I must have just had way too much glitter on the table because I'm like, yeah, that didn't work at all. Like, I'm going to go through an entire roll of tape. I can't do this. So I did just grab the vacuum and ran it over my whole table, but it didn't catch everything, that's for sure. That is for sure. All right, after this one, I'm going to mix paint to try and get a little bit more of this green. I really want to push it. Let's push it. Let's push it. Why the hell not? Push it right to the end. Okay, bear with me. I'm going to focus for a quick second and try and get through this and see how I... Let's see. Oh my gosh, it's totally okay, Cynthia. I love you. I love you, darling. Yes, you can't be a tumbler maker without glitter, can you? You just can't. Just don't put glitter down the drain. Yes. Just little chunks of plastic, right? We want to keep that out of the water. Absolutely. Oops. When it goes up on the edge of the inside of the ornament, then you need to get creative a little bit. And we try and fool the eye. Make it a little bit better. It's a little bit better. It's not great, but it's all right. Any skinnier would look weird. So we're gonna run with it. Yeah, I'm literally scraping the bottom here, so this is... Let's see. I'm gonna try and get one more ornament out of this color before mixing, just to see if I can do it. Why not? Like it's gonna be some... This is not to see if I can be a hero. This is not some kind of heroic action I'm reaching for. This is pure stubbornness and laziness, to see if stubbornness and laziness can win in this instance. That's it. And it's not. I'm going to have to mix more. If I thought that stretching it would mean I could paint 4 more ornaments, then I would. However, that's not happening. It works well? Oh, good to know. Thanks, Jen. Snarky? No, never. Press and seal to pick up gold leaf flakes. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's an interesting idea. We're all in it together. We are all in it together. How can I get my ass out of my chair as few times as humanly possible? That's my ultimate goal. Oh, you mean I have to stand up? Did anybody watch Limitless or Stutz? Since we talked about it? I watched that recently, and I finished a New Girl marathon. And now I have moved on to the extended versions of Lord of the Rings. Not yet. Well, those look weird too. I made them up too high, so I'm gonna wait and probably fix those too. So this one is gonna stay on the table because I'm not happy with those top swoops, but I'm gonna wait until they dry. And if I want to remove them and start over, I will when I fix the other one. Otherwise, if I get a second look, sometimes I get a second look at something after it dries. I'm like, yeah, it's fine. So it's just one I don't want to lose track of. So we put that there. And we've got, I'll do one more and then I'll be able to hang these ones up and then we will mix the medium green. Oops. And mix more of it. You're watching Smallville? It's so good too. A little pair of scissors within reach. No kidding, eh? Yep. Everywhere you go, that stuff you want within arm's reach. Just finished 4 seasons of Manifest. Oh, very nice. Thank you for the rose. That's so sweet. I go back and forth between stuff to watch and stuff to listen to. Some days it's music, some days it's TV. Lately it's been TV or watching some kind of movie or something. One of my go-tos is always the Lord of the Rings movies, though. I find them relaxing. They're the ones that I put on when I'm having a hard time sleeping. Like it, but I thought you liked them. How do they make you fall asleep? They make me relaxed. There's something about those movies that I just take a breath and can relax. Do you guys have something like that? The Harry Potter movies, yeah. Throw Hunger Games in there every once in a while. Do you do that? I throw Hunger Games in there every once in a while. I have to be in the right mood for them, but I do love those movies. I started watching Santa Clarita Diet and I never finished the 2nd season. I should probably do that. I think I haven't finished Santa Clarita Diet because I know that there's not going to be any more seasons. So I'm like, I'm going to get invested and then there's going to be no more. And I don't want to. Just Potter. Never watched Lord of the Rings? It's a good one. It's a good one. I grew up on the books, though, too, so it all depends on where you're at. Harry Potter ones are great. Bawled my eyes out when I watched the reunion. You thought it was later than it is. Yay, that's fantastic. Angaroony, no, I just paint one side of the ornament. I do some round ornaments as well that have the kind of wraparound designs like this. So I have some of these as well so that they're on all sides. But for the flat ornaments, I just do the one side. I don't do the back. I might start adding the year on the back. Blacklist is good too. Yeah. You're old. You're no way. You're welcome. Yeah, you could totally paint both sides for sure. The main reason that I don't, to be brutally honest with you, is because I'm selling the ornaments. If I was to paint both sides, it would make a massive difference in the price. There would be a massive difference in the price, right? So I could do that, and I might even do that next year to have kind of like a selection of some that are both sides. But I'm really concerned that it would drive the price through the roof, right? And that makes me a little nervous. Yeah, I'll start adding the year. 1:30. How are you still awake, Sarah? That's impressive. I'm usually awake until then, but it's usually because I'm sitting there, well, scrolling on my phone. I keep telling myself I'm going to try and go to bed early and I'm going to put my phone away. It never works. This might be too much of the dark. I might have to add more of the lighter green in. This is a mix of hunter green in the Craft Smart multi-surface and camouflage. Mostly camouflage with just a little bit of the hunter green, but that's a little bit too much. So I'm going to add a bit more of the camouflage. The one thing that I've fallen in love with recently is greens. I seem to have no self-control when it comes to greens. Greens and teals and blues. But I always used to do the teals and blues, but now greens are definitely popping in there. I find myself spending a lot of time looking at, okay, well, there's 8 different greens here. Do I have them all? Do I need them all? Why don't I have them all? And it was never something that I ever had a lot of. It's kind of funny. Okay, that looks pretty darn good. It's probably a little bit darker than the other, but I think it'll do the job. So let's see if we can finish these. That was quicker than I thought too. That's a good point, Cynthia. And you know, that's a really good point about prejudging and judging based on what I think. You know, I got to make it and do what people want. That's a really good point. I'll do that next year. I'll add a whole collection that's double-sided. I'll do that with the great big ones too. Imagine the great big ones double-sided. Imagine one of those with something on both sides. Imagine if I did one like this, that kind of design on the white on the other side. Oh my God, that would be so pretty. Yep. Okay. Yep. Ideas. You don't sleep so very well when your brain is too busy. That's hard when your brain is super busy to sleep. Do you make a lot of your own custom colors, and where do you get the little containers? So I get the little containers off of Amazon. You can usually get a big, huge pack of them. I'm looking to try a couple different kinds of containers to see about organization, but these tend to work really well. Some of them are a royal pain in the butt to open up. I do mix quite a few of my own custom colors, but I also use a lot straight out of the bottle. I definitely use a lot straight out of the bottle, and it's definitely easier if you can, for sure. But I will often take a color and say, well, it's not quite right. And if I add just a little bit of this or a little bit of that, it'll make it what I need. So it's definitely not uncommon for me to do that. Okay. I'll keep that in mind. Fatty is a willing guinea pig for the double-sided. Good to know, love. I think I did all right matching that light green, that medium green. I think it's still a little dark, but I think it'll do. And now I've got a crap ton of it mixed up, so we'll just keep using it for another project. I've got an idea for storing and cataloging all of my color combos and projects. So when you've got multiple projects or hey, I want to go back to that project and use those colors again. So I'll be picking your brains over the next little while. I've got some interesting ideas that I am definitely going to need to bounce off you guys soon. This is fun though. I love doing these swoops. They're making me so happy. All right, and I'm totally not in camera. I'm so sorry, you guys. I've been painting dot mandalas now for a little over 3 years. I started summer of 2019. And since COVID and since all the lockdowns and everything, I was still working, running my other business. I was a trainer and consultant in the automotive industry, and I was still running that business when all the lockdowns happened. And then most of my clients weren't paying for a lot of extra services because they had to lay off a lot of staff, and or they just weren't working because everything was shut down. So I kind of looked at that and said, okay, so that is my opportunity to see if I can make something from this. And that's what I'm like, because I don't want to go back. When all of this changes, I don't want to go back to working in that industry anymore. And so since March of 2020, I've been painting almost every day for since then. So good 2.5 years of painting almost every day. The biggest thing, if you find that your swoops or your techniques aren't where you want them to be, practice. Find projects or design ideas that contain the element that you want to practice, and slow way down. The slower you go, the quicker you'll perfect or get to where you want to be as far as, how the items are coming out. And then you'll start to develop the muscle memory that allows you to go faster as you get more comfortable. Practice is the thing. There is not a single person out there that I believe can't do this if they wanted to. It's just a matter of, do you find it enjoyable or do you find it tedious, right? As soon as somebody says to me, oh my gosh, I would find that so tedious, my immediate thought is, then you are not somebody who should try this, right? And that's okay. It's not for everybody. But if you stay focused on why you're doing it and doing it because you enjoy it and give it lots of practice, you will be blown away with how quickly your skill develops. Blown away. I like the little paint pots. Yeah, I do. I really do. I like being able to have little bits of custom color. I've had ones that were connected. I cut all of mine apart because it gives me the freedom to mix those colors with other color combos and move them around so that I can group them together and everything. So I cut them apart. So they come in the long strips. Thank you, Jennifer. Hey, Tracy. We could try and figure out a way to do that maybe over Zoom or something, Tracy. I wonder if we could make that work somehow. Whereabouts do you live? I know I should know this because I know we've talked before, but I don't remember. Whereabouts do you live? Painting in cars and thinking about an old... Ooh, that would be beautiful. That would be so beautiful. In Chicago. Any other dot mandala artists in Chicago who would like a painting buddy? We'll figure something out, Tracy, for sure. It can dry out. It doesn't typically. Unfortunately, usually when it does dry out, it's because I haven't properly closed the lid. I'll show you what I mean, because there's a spot on the lid that is quite common that it stays popped up. That if you're not looking for it, you might not notice it. I had a lot of paint dry out because of it, and then I get mad. I'm like, why are these pieces of crap? My paint's drying out. And then I see that there was a part that wasn't snapped shut. I'm like, oh, that's me. Okay. So I'll show you that in a second here. I think I've come up with some different ideas, Tracy, and I think I have some potential solutions coming up in the new year as well. But let's do some brainstorming together and I can help you. Sometimes that helps, right? When you have someone that can watch what you're doing and say, okay, try this. If you want to shoot me a message on Instagram, Tracy, we'll figure something out. Yeah, I worked at a call center once and they said, well, that's an ID 10. Yeah, keep the pots full. The more that they're, the more empty they are, the more they're going to dry out. When you open up your pots, okay, so the part that can really be difficult sometimes, when you close it up, if you push too hard on the front, see how the back is still popped up? You want to make sure you hit the back as well. And when you open it up, so like before I use this, there is going to be some paint dried on the top here, so you want to kind of clean that up before you start painting with it and give it a good stir. But yeah, the fuller you can keep them, the better. Once the lower they get, that means there's more air in the container, so there's a better chance that it'll dry out, but that'll make a difference. So the tool that I'm using is a nail dotting stylus tool with these little metal balls on either end. Hi, Anne-Marie. I make ornaments, but I don't think I have the coordination. You never know. Give it a try. A picnic error? What's that, Stephanie? PICNIC. I'm not gonna be quick enough to understand it without deep explanation. Problem in chair, not computer. That's amazing. I love that. I've got friends that work in IT. I'm gonna message them and say, do you guys use this too? Have you ever? Because that's friggin' brilliant. Yeah, can't fix those. Oh, thank you, Cordelia. Hi, Nana Ruthie. How you doing? We're making some good progress on these, you guys. I've got 2 of them that have some swoops that need to be fixed, likely removed and repainted. So I'm waiting for those to dry because then they'll just peel right off. The paint cures, but it takes a good 3 to 4 weeks for it to fully cure to the point where it won't be pulled off. So so you've got a day or 2 to kind of be able to work with it a little bit if you need to make any changes. So I've got 2 of them to do. And then the rest of these guys are going up on the ornament wall to dry for a bit until tomorrow. And then come tomorrow, I'm going to finish the top dots on top of the white. And I'm going to do the paw print in the center dot. So these are all going to have a white paw print in the middle with a little gold heart probably. Similar to these ones that have the paw print and heart in the middle, only mine is going to be white there. Oh, thank you, Nana Ruthie. I'm glad you like them. Yeah, this is going to be, thank you, Cynthia. This is going to be the last live that I'm going to be painting ornaments for this year. I've got 4 pop-up markets coming up in December. So these ornaments that I'm painting now will be cured in time for the last pop-up. So this is in an effort to make sure I've got inventory for December 23rd when I do my last pop-up. At 3 to 4 weeks, I'll probably be able to take them for the second to last pop-up too. So any of these ornaments, if you do see some and you are interested in purchasing them, please know that they will not go in the mail until the 22nd or close to the 20th at the very least of December. So they wouldn't make it to you in time for Christmas. Now, if you're somebody who doesn't care about that, that's totally fine. You shoot me a message and let me know. But I just wanted to throw that disclaimer. Now, I've got some other ornaments that are ready to ship on my website. But these ones that I'm painting, if you're in Ontario and want to make a drive to Bowmanville in the month of December, at the end of December, they'll be at the pop-up that I'll be at. And if I have any left over after those pop-ups, then they will go onto the website for sure. Or wait until next year. We'll see. Cordelia, I am located in Ontario, Canada. I'm about an hour east of Toronto. Yep, today is the last live for ornaments. Hey, Megan. Hey, Jennifer. It's good to see you guys. How you doing? So after this, because I'm not going to be painting ornaments after this because they won't cure in time for my pop-ups. So after this, we are going to move to trinket dishes, candle holders, maybe some incense holders, maybe some more keychains. Play with some resin. But I've got, I think, 8 candle holder blanks poured, so we can do some of those, which I think is going to be really fun because I haven't done candle holders in a very, very, very long time. So I am looking forward to that. So much rogue glitter on these ornaments that's getting caught up in the paint. That's fine. So it's quite common to have to put stuff down into the side for a little while some paint dries, because wet paint has an impact on where you can hold on to the piece while you're painting, right? So don't be discouraged if you have to set it down and come back to it. Even though we post videos where it looks like we do it all in one shot, we do not. Not all the time. Every once in a while, but it's pretty rare. So be ready to have, that's why there's always multiple projects on the go. Like, well, this one dries, I'll work on this one. And then, while that one dries, I'll work on this one. And, well, now I need 3 on the go because the first one's not dry enough yet. And now the second one needs to be set aside to dry. So now I'll start on a third one. And then you descend into the abyss with the rest of us when that happens. What, Megan? What's going on? Oh, it sounds like you've got fun news. What you got? What's going on? What's going on? Hi, Chameleon Nerd. How you doing? Am I tired of Christmas colors yet? Yes. Deeply. I'm really pleased with how well they're turning out. 100%. Am I ready to move on? Yes. Yes. My child asked me to ask you, how popular is maple syrup in Canada? We have a national maple syrup reserve in case something ever happens in our country. We have emergency supplies of maple syrup. That is how seriously we take our maple syrup. We have maple flavored everything up here. Everything. Maple bacon, maple barbecue sauce, all of it. Yes, Marilyn, these are 3 inches. Doesn't matter what prompted the question. It's a very valid question. It's one that us Canadians take very seriously. Hi, Lisa. You're coming out to Ontario for Christmas. That's so cool. That's amazing. Whereabouts in Ontario are you going to, Megan? That's wonderful. Are you excited? I have 4 projects going right now in the same color scheme because, well, the paint isn't dry on numbers 1 to 3, right? It's constant. And even when you say, I think I'd like to pull back and just focus on a couple things. Bullshit. It's not happening. Don't tease yourself into thinking that you can. It won't happen. There are battles that you do not need to fight. Yes, and it's all yummy. Oh, maple bacon's so good. We used to go out. It used to be a school field trip where we'd go out into the forest and tap trees to make maple syrup and then pour it in the snow and eat it off a stick. So you pour the maple syrup in the snow and then you roll a stick in it and you eat it off the stick. Organic maple syrup for 40 years. Not in Canada, though. Wow. A connoisseur, though. And be an honorary Canadian. Right, Darcy? It's so good. Yep, maple syrup reserve. You can Google that. You can Google it. It's secret locations, it's like Area 51 shit. It's crazy. Oh, I'm glad. You just bought some maple bacon potato chips. Ooh, God, that sounds good. Oh, the maple sugar candies. Oh. Do you remember the episode of Friends where Ross goes with Chandler to the hotel in New Hampshire? He's like, I ate all my gifts for everybody. It's one of my favorite episodes. Do you guys hear a buzzing? Going to St. Thomas and visiting one sister on my dad's side. I can't remember. Very nice. That's awesome, Megan. I'm excited for you. I hope you have a wonderful time. On the other side of Toronto from me. Yeah, let us know how those are. That's exactly where your mind went to. Yep. Boxes of empty maple candy. And they steal everything from the hotel to make their money back. The salt shaker, no. But the salt, I really should have thought this through. Oh, I missed that show. I'm going to have to get Crave again so I can watch it. Or either that or get off my butt and set up my DVD player. Oh, that's amazing, Megan. Well, you keep me posted. If you come out to Bowmanville, keep an eye on my Instagram stories. And maybe you'll be in and around the Bowmanville area when I'm at one of my pop-ups. That would be so cool. Yeah, that show. My friends used to say that I had friends Tourette's. I would just blurt it out. And now I understand, even as I say that is not a nice thing to say. I had no self-control. It's my own language. I just blurt it out. So I wish I didn't say that. That's awful. You ever call things and then you say it out loud and you're like, yeah, I shouldn't, that's not right. I shouldn't do that. That would be so cool. I love that one. The suitcase fell open. the number of times that something will happen and I'll laugh and people will think that I'm laughing at them, and what I'm really laughing at is that it just reminded me of something from Friends. I'm like, nope. And it's weird stuff. Like weird stuff like, how did you get there? You know, like the 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon game? It's kind of like that. Like, how did you get there from there? Like, random word has nothing to do with anything, and a whole scene plays in my head. My husband and I definitely have Friends outbursts in the daily, right? You do too, Patty. Could your ornaments be any prettier? Do you guys have a favorite episode? I've always dreamed of being able to create like my ultimate Friends episode playlist. But I think I have more favorite moments than I do favorite episodes. And my opinion now, I used to want to be like Rachel. When I used to watch the show live, I used to want to be like Rachel. I thought that was the coolest. And now I look at it and I'm like, you know what? As much as they were made fun of, Phoebe and Joey really got it. They were just living their life, having as good of a time as they possibly could, trying to just enjoy life and have some fun. And the more I watch that, I have a whole different perspective on there. Chicken? I could eat some chicken. And a Coke. Diet Coke. The one with all the sweat. It's hot in here. Too bad I wasn't going commando. Better not do some lunges. That would be so fun. It would be so fun to meet you guys. I met somebody at Michael's this weekend. I was talking to a lady about paint, and she was asking me why I was using multi-surface and what kind of painting I do. And I had asked her, I said, oh, do you post your stuff? And I asked her what her Instagram was so I could follow her. And without even thinking, when I pulled her up, I'm like, oh, you're already following me. And then I immediately went like, shit, don't say that. And she's like, I am? Who are you? I don't follow a lot of people. And I said, I'm Jamie. My account is Mandela Love Affair. Oh my God, I watch you all the time. It was so freaking cool. I'm like, this is so uncomfortable and so wonderful all at the same time. It would be so wonderful to meet you guys. My ultimate dream is someday to have a retreat where we can all get together for a couple of days over a weekend and just hang out and paint. Like, I have this image in my mind of, here's 3 different projects that you can work on. This is the one I'm going to be working on. Here are the different patterns. I'm going to be here to walk you through it. You create at your own pace and just enjoy the atmosphere. And the hard part is finding a space that could accommodate all of you that I would hope would be there. So I might have to figure that one out. The leather pants. Oh my God. And he smacks himself in the face. You were homesick last week. Oh, and that's all you watch. It's healthy. It's going to lighten your mind, right? Pivot. Wouldn't that be fun? The reunion with the lunges. Oh my God. So good. And a song will pop into your head. Yeah. It's amazing how our minds do that, right? All we need is that little trigger and our mind goes to somewhere that makes us feel happier. It's pretty cool. My absolute favorite episode, I've got 2. I've got the chocolate chip cookies, the Nestle Toulaus. It's reasons like this why you're burning in hell. That one. And when Rosita, the chair, breaks. That whole episode it does me in every single damn time. Now I'm going to have to go sign up for Crave so I can watch it again. All right, guys, it's time for me to sign off. It's 9:00 and I do need to go check on Mom to make sure she's good before bed. And I will be live again on Thursday in the Facebook group. If you are not a member of the Facebook group, there is a link to join that in my bio as well. Please make sure that if you request to join the Facebook group, you take the time and answer all of the questions and agree to the rules of the group. There is an auto approval system set up in the background, so you don't have to wait for my slow ass to get in there and prove the requests or anything. And it will automatically decline you if you have not answered all the questions and reply that you accept the rules. We have the Facebook challenge entry day is coming up on the 25th, so only a few more days for that. And I'll be live in the Facebook group on Thursday afternoon or Thursday evening. I can't remember. But I will be there. Wouldn't that be so much fun? Coupled might be the name. Yeah, that would be good. You were saying it. You were typing it as I was saying it. Thanks for a fun night. Oh, God. Yeah, Joey doesn't share food. There's a girl who sells at the store that I'm at, and she's May Designs, MEI Designs, and I got a mug from her that is written in the Friends font, but it just says the one where I gave 0 fucks, and it's my favorite mug ever, but it was a physical reaction that I went through when I was trying to decide which mug to get, because the other one that she had, all it said on it was paper, snow, a ghost. And I was done. And now I've regretted not purchasing that mug ever since. Thank you guys so much for a great night. I love you guys to pieces, and I will look forward to spending more time with you again soon. I'll keep you posted on how these ornaments turn out when they're finally done. And hopefully I'll get to see you soon. Oh, I love you guys. Thank you for a very enjoyable time. We'll see you again very, very soon. Lots of love, you guys. Bye.